give us an artist talk today.
It's okay.
All right, good question. Okay, is now a good time to give it over to Mady?
Hi, Shirley.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Welcome, Mady. Okay, we're gonna spotlight her.
Oh, it's streaming on YouTube. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mady.
Hi, Mady. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mady.
Hi, it's good to see everybody.
Good to see.
Good, and it's good to see you too.
I'm going to talk about my art. And I was trying to figure out how to go about it. So, and doing it kind of by subject and kind of chronologically. So bear with me. And yeah, I guess I'll just get started with my slideshow.
Oh, you got the red. Oh, that's a nice one.
So, my full name is Madeline Covey, which I go by when I'm sharing my art, but since it's you guys, I did Maddie's artist talk. And so this is a painting I didn't know how to fit into my slideshow anywhere else, but I did this during grad school about 10 years ago. And it's me and my friend as yarn superheroes. So here we go. So I've always been most interested in doing figurative painting, which means that I love painting pictures of people. And so a lot of the times I'll paint my friends just because those are the people who I have access to most easily, you know, people who are around. And I love doing paintings of people who do silly stuff. And luckily for me, my friends are all very silly. So it tends to work out pretty well. So these are paintings that I did at the very end of my time at UC Berkeley, where I went for undergrad, and right before I applied for school. And these are my friends who lived with me in the co-ops, which were like big buildings that would have anywhere from, you know, 15 or 20 to 150 students all living together like a bunch of crazy hippies. And I lived in a house with about 50 people, and it was really wonderful. And so this is my friend David dressed up for broomball, and me and my friend Marjan and her stuffed pig. There's a more from when I lived in the co-op. And so this is the work I used to apply for grad school. Yeah, I would carry a camera with me everywhere I went, even before we all had cameras on our cell phones, so that, and I'm a terrible photographer, you know, I would never want to share my photos with anybody, but I would carry the camera with me everywhere so that I could take a picture if any of my friends did anything especially entertaining, so I could do a painting of it later. And this is, we had a big party where we had a hoedown, and me and some people played bluegrass music, and we had hay bales all in our kitchen, and we were cleaning up hay for months. But I thought it was funny. My friend was doing his homework on his laptop on top of one of the hay bales. All right, and so after grad school, during grad school, I did all kinds of different stuff that I don't know how I feel about because grad school's weird. But I did these paintings, more paintings of my friends doing silly stuff. But those last paintings were from about 2008, 2009, and they're oil. And these are watercolor. They're on wallpaper.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's nice.
Thanks. Oh, any questions so far? I don't know. I can't see everybody.
I can scroll through them. Put your hand up if you have a question. Okay, Joe Spears has a question. Joe, you'll need to unmute.
Got a good question, Maddie. Did that stuff was easy or hard?
It was hard, you know, drawing stuff and painting stuff that's very detailed and sort of realistic can sometimes be a little bit time consuming, but it's also really fun, and I love that kind of concentration. It's almost like meditating. I'm like meditating on my friends, on the people who I love, you know?
Mm-hmm. What kind of yarn? What kind of string you use?
Oh, for
There
the
you go.
these? So yeah,
Yeah.
so these ones, it's just regular acrylic yarn. I had piles and piles of it from my grandma that she gave me, and just that I'd accumulated
Hmm.
other places. And so I got all this wallpaper while I was in grad school and started painting on it. I got some from the Depot for Creative Reuse. I liked it so much I ordered a big box from the internet, and I'm still working my way through it. I've got it to my right.
Hmm.
Notes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see it.
And I also started crocheting a lot more when I was in grad school because I wasn't stressed out. So I made a bunch of granny squares to kind of, I don't know, give the feeling of my friends, you know, being whimsical but also sort of domestic.
Jorge also has a question.
All right.
I like the color in the picture.
Thank you.
Larry also has a question.
Oh, I got one. I liked it that one that looked like a rabbit playing the guitar.
Yeah, that's my
And then
friend
I
Brian.
like that one that it looked like a guy sitting comfortable in a couch chair, sitting comfortable in. Yeah, like about a rabbit playing a guitar. Wow.
Thanks, Larry. All right. Gail?
And then Cedric has a question after Gail.
That yellow round what's it called? Motif or crochet?
Motif seems like a good word for it.
Yeah, and I like the granny squares. It's so cool. Did you learn how to crochet granny squares and motifs?
Yeah. I started doing it because I've always crocheted, like my mom taught me when I was little. But the museum, I think the MoCA in LA, Museum of or no, not MoCA, the Craft Museum of Craft. Sorry, sorry, I'm getting nervous. The Museum of Craft and maybe Folk Art in LA around that time did an open call where anybody could make granny squares to send to them, and they were going to cover the whole building in granny squares. So I started making a bunch of granny squares for that. And found out that it's really fun. So that's how I got started doing that. All right, I'm going to do a few more slides, okay? Or no,
Cedric has a question.
Yes, Seth?
What's the name of your piece? What's the name of it?
You know, I'm terrible at titling my work. I guess the one other rabbit is Chonk, because that's my friend's stage name when he's performing with his rabbit head. And then the one on the right is Dr. Livingston, I presume, because she was dressed up as Dr. Livingston for Halloween.
That's what, yeah.
Oh, it's not a rabbit?
Well, it's my friend with a rabbit head on.
Oh, that's right.
Rabbit head. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here's another one of my friend David.
I like that. That's pretty.
Good.
Love the triangle.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Oh, it's triangle.
And then, oh, this one's taking a minute to load. There's another one.
Ooh, lovely roundy round rounds.
Yeah. It's my friend Jasper and Adam playing a show. And these are all from between like 2011 and 2013 or so. All right, then another few of my friends. I wanted to show you these just because there's one that's a creative growth one. I did a few little animations of my friends playing the Michael Jackson Experience video game.
That's super cute.
This is from, I went to New York.
Definitely rolling, all right.
So this is a shorter one. And then here's one of the dance class doing their choreography.
Cool.
That's great.
There's Jorge.
I can even recognize them.
Look.
Whoa.
Wow.
Shayla and Lindsay.
Incredible.
Oh, and Gina in the back there.
Sound like a
You can completely
dance
tell
star.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
You missed. Silly,
That
man.
looks pretty
That's
neat.
so
You
amazing.
captured them perfectly.
Aw,
Yeah,
guys.
it look incredible.
Thank you. And then one more I did. So for 3 years in a row, I did this project called 50/50, where you do 50 paintings in 50
Oh,
days. And for one of them, I did
that's
more friends dancing.
cool.
So this
Now
is a
that,
50 frame long animation
that's a good one.
of my friends dancing.
Speaking of which, I'm hoping you put on rolling lyrics.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, they're animated GIFs. I didn't make video. I had thought about making videos with music, but it's easy to just put them all into a file to make a GIF and have them move around.
It's cool.
Okay. I think that's, this one's a little long because it's 50 frames, you know. There we go. All right. So next up. So another body of work of mine that I started in about 2015 or 2016.
Interesting eggs.
Yeah, where I'm sort of a hairy person, and I've been very, very self-conscious about it my whole life, because women are expected to shave
Please
their
don't
legs.
be so conscious about your hairy
I'm
legs.
not, so this is my process, Alice. I learned to not be, because I decided that I would just embarrass myself as much as possible by doing big giant paintings of my hairy legs, and did a bunch of them, and I stopped shaving my legs, and now I feel great about my legs, and I don't shave them anymore, and I don't have to worry about if I'm going swimming or if I want to wear shorts on a hot day. I don't have to plan ahead, and it makes me feel so much better. And so I think people should be allowed to decide how they want to have their bodies, and that shouldn't be forced to
Yeah, I
shave their
get
legs
very
or shave other
fine.
just because
Legs,
society says so.
you guys know.
Hairy legs.
So yeah, so this is the first painting I did in that series, and I did a bunch of them. There's one. Here's me on Halloween. It's Jessica Rabbit a few years ago. Here's
Oh yeah, boy, that was a long time ago, years.
yeah. Here's me
ago.
on vacation in Hawaii with my hairy legs and some hairy
What
pink
is that?
Wow, I see that.
It is, I know.
The background's
Yeah.
Everybody has one, even me, very thin one. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I also did that same project where you do 50 paintings in 50 days. And that year in 2017, I did 50 paintings of women who don't shave their leg hair.
No.
And so the person on the right there, that's Sarah Del Monte. Do you guys remember her, the volunteer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mady? Mady?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Sarah Daramonte?
I think she's in Oakland again. She was in Chicago for a little while going to school.
Sarah?
You know, your legs just reminds me of a tube.
Oh yeah, and these are all different people. So these ones aren't me. These are people who gave me photos.
Photos of the tube.
And these are watercolors. Yes, the first few that were just of me were oil paintings, and then the smaller square ones for the 50 project are watercolors.
Like that, it's cool.
Gail has a question.
Yes, Gail.
Okay, which one is the color? Which one is the oil painting and the watercolor painting?
Let's see if I can go back.
Go back.
Okay, so these ones are, oh, and that one got skipped somehow. So these ones are oil. There's Clara, my hairy legs and my hairy dog.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
These are all oil.
I like that painting with the red.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you. So these are all oil, and then these are watercolor. So these are smaller. Those ones are all kind of like 2 or 3 feet in each direction, and these ones are 6 inches by 6 inches, and they're watercolor.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Thank you, Gail, for reminding me.
Yeah.
So cool, I like it too.
I like the one with the skates especially.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I like the rolling wheels.
So I did a few of those. And
Yeah, I
then
like,
here's what you
I like,
guys probably all
I
know
like
best that
that
I've
part.
made. I love painting people dressed up at comic book conventions.
I know, that's Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing that. Oh, Larry, did you have a question before I move on to the next topic? What is
Oh,
it, Larry?
I like that one. I like that one dressing like Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
If that's you,
No, so these are folks that I met at comic
oh,
book conventions.
yeah,
My dad's a big comic book nerd,
yeah.
and then I kind of inherited that for him, and I've been going with him to conventions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, one in the Wonder Woman costume, like wearing a dress, and then the other guy on here, I don't know what he
That's Elvis.
made up to be.
He's an Elvis stormtrooper.
Oh yeah,
He's
oh,
like a mashup.
yeah, it's kind of remind me of Elvis Presley.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the Elvis stormtrooper. Okay,
Oh,
Larry, can I
yeah.
talk about this part of it now?
Yeah.
Let Maddie finish her presentation.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to, since we got past that part, to keep going. All right, so these are the first couple that I did, and I did these back in 2008. And so I did a series of these, and then kind of didn't think about it for a little while when I was in grad school and all this stuff. But I thought about it more and more, and I started doing more paintings of people dressed up at comic book conventions, because I think that, you know, sort of comic books and movies and science fiction is like our modern day folklore, and I think that it would be better if it represented more diversity and more people were able to see themselves in the heroes that they aspire to be, and that people cosplaying at conventions is a way for people of like all different people to embody their heroes. And you know, in like superhero movies and things like that, it tends to be a lot of like big buff white guys, but big buff white guys aren't the only people who can be heroes. Anybody in the world looks like anything can be a hero, and at comic book conventions you just see that everywhere you look. Everybody gets to be a hero, and I love that. It makes me so happy. And so here's me dressed up as Sherlock Holmes from BBC Sherlock, with another guy who was dressed up as BBC Sherlock that I ran into at an anime convention. I was super obsessed with Sherlock for a little while. Here's my friend Tess and another random one.
Yeah, with a poster on his head.
Yep. Here are some people we met who made magical girl costumes, like Sailor Moon costumes, based on characters from BBC Sherlock, the BBC Sherlock Holmes show. And I just thought that was so clever. All right. And next one.
Larry, you have a question?
Yeah, I like that. Like that one, you know, dressed kind of like from that olden days cartoon, you know, Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
I remember Sailor Moon.
I've got more Sailor Moon coming up, so.
Yeah, and then this one is kind of in a Green Lantern costume, but I don't know who this lady dressed as.
Yep. All right, I'm going to tell you guys about these a little bit, but Gail, do you have another question?
Yeah, could you scroll back, please?
Sure. These ones are all watercolor, by the way. These
Yeah,
are all
who are they?
So they are characters from BBC Sherlock, but instead of their regular BBC Sherlock costumes, they turn them into sort of like magical Sailor Moon style anime character costumes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, and you reminded me that I should tell people these are all watercolor paintings, and these ones are from 2014, 15 or so. And then after I've been doing this for a while, I did that 50-50 thing. The first time I did the 50-50 show, these are the little tiny watercolors that are like 6 inches. I did 50 people dressed up at comic book conventions in 50 days. And so this is just a small fraction of all the ones I did, but here's a Green Lantern that I saw. And I just, I meet these people in the convention hall and just say, hello, can I take your picture? And they're like, yeah, and they pose for me. It's
I have
so
a question.
fun. Yes?
You're a good artist.
Thank you, Monica. I appreciate it.
I don't watch country music. I don't watch Sherlock Holmes. I don't watch country music.
Okay. There are some really good Sherlock Holmes radio plays out there. I listen to those a lot. You might enjoy those.
Sunday, Mady.
Hmm?
Is British?
Yeah.
They're good. Because I do watch British comedy shows.
Cool. Yeah, I watch a lot of British TV shows.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
I miss being in your class too.
I miss you too, Mon. So here's another Wonder Woman. And
one from I've been served.
Oh yeah, are you being served? Yeah, I know those two. All right. So, and then some more that I did. There's a storm and the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Look like a woman to me.
He's not very puffy, our Stay Puff.
No, he was very small. It was very cute.
It's cute.
And here, so those were from the 50-50. These are some more that I've done like more recently. These were in 2017 and 18. I did these. So there's Hijabi 11th Doctor, which I think is great. And then people dressed up as Lemon Grab from Adventure Time at a protest against Trump. And I thought was pretty great. And here is an install shot of the 50 paintings.
Wow.
See,
Yeah.
I did a painting a day for 50 days and ended up with all these wonderful little paintings that I of.
They look great.
They do look great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so then I started doing bigger oil paintings with the people dressed up in costumes, and kind of instead of having an individual figure from just one thing, I decided to put a bunch of people all together that I'd taken pictures of. And so these are all Sailor Moon characters from different, oh gosh, Gail, I don't know. I have a gajillion things. So these are all people dressed up as Sailor Moon characters. And I love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon's one of my favorite things of all time. And I'm in there somewhere. Can you guys see me?
Where?
There can you see my mouse?
She's right
Oh,
here.
Yeah, and there's Secret Ivory. We're Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune.
Oh my God.
These are from, there was a
it's
big
for
Sailor
planets. It's planets.
Yeah, they're all, so Sailor Moon characters are all based on different planets. So there's Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Pluto, and Sailor Mars, and Sailor Saturn, and Sailor Mercury, and yeah.
And they're around like this, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, planets are round, that's true. So yeah, and these are from like,
that was the party favors outside making that noise.
Oh.
The side by that.
Okay,
But
let's continue with the presentation.
Okay, so yeah, so I did all these Sailor Moon people from conventions and from a Sailor Moon drag show I went to and some other
Mady,
fun
the
stuff.
cat's name was Artemis.
Yes, Luna and Artemis were the two cats. I should have, and
Yeah.
this is Luna, human Luna from the movie. She gets turned into a human from one of the movies for a minute. And that's
Because Artemis, the cat, has a crescent moon on her forehead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Star Wars.
Star Trek.
One
So these
looks
are all
like
people
from
dressed up
Star
as
Trek.
characters, and
Star
I've been
Trek.
super obsessed with Star Trek during the shelter in place.
Yeah.
It's getting me through.
Yeah.
So
Star Trek and Star Wars. That look like some of these characters from out of a TV show and some from out of a movie.
yeah, they're all Star Trek, definitely. And I'm in this one too. Joe Spears, I see you raising your hand. What do you have to say?
I was saying that lady right there in the red
Mhm.
and the green, she looked like the Hawk.
Oh,
The Hawk girl.
The lady Hawk.
Yeah.
You mean like the She-Hulk, which is she related, related to the Incredible Hulk. That would be the Hulk, them cousin, the She-Hulk.
The She-Hulk.
it's true, but this is an alien. She's not the Hulk. She's an alien.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glamorous green.
she not a Hawk. She the alien.
She's from the planet Orion. Maybe.
It looked like she the Hawk because I see her got green.
Mm-hmm. So in this one, there's me as Data, and maybe some of you saw me pose as Data in the drawing class. And here's my housemate Jordan as Riker, but the shirt was really short and kept writing up, so he wrote that you're stunning on his stomach as a joke. And here's my housemate Nora, and she was very pregnant when we went to the convention all dressed up together. And so she dressed up as Tasha Yar, who very sadly gets kind of like killed by an oil slick monster in an episode. And so she like used a plastic bag as her getting like half eaten by the oil slick monster to cover up her big belly. And this is my dad. My dad is a huge Star Trek fan.
Oh, there, I see it. I see it.
That's my dad. And then this is my friend Sarah. So lots of people I know in this one. And then other people I just met and thought looked great and took their picture. All right. And then here's the first one I did, and these are all Doctor Who people. And I'm wearing my Doctor Who scarf today. It's finally cold enough to wear it.
Hey. I'm happy about the cold too.
It's nice. So yeah, these are all folks dressed up as characters from Doctor Who. 11th Doctor and the 4th Doctor and the 1st Doctor and the 10th Doctor and another 10th Doctor. And I also, in the background of this one, the original opening for Doctor Who for the first few seasons was video feedback, which is kind of crazy and psychedelic looking. So I tried to paint some of the video feedback stuff from the opening background for this one. Right, and then these ones are the things I've done sort of pretty recently. I did Doctor Who one in 2017, and I did the Sailor Moon one in 2018, and I finished the Star Trek one just this year when I was on the residency at the Chocolate Residency. Doctor Who? Is that Matthew? Are you asking who, or are you just saying it's Doctor Who?
That's my favorite.
Oh, I'm looking.
I like Doctor Who.
Was that Matthew?
Doctor Who.
What? One more time, I couldn't quite hear you, Matthew.
You said Doctor Who, and then I said, who are they?
Very good. All right, and so then recently, since we've been in shelter in place, I've had a hard time concentrating on doing, I don't know, like what I normally do. And so I'm obsessed with the show Good Omens. It's another British TV show, and the actors who are in it are very funny and cute together. And so I did a bunch of paintings of them just being goofy together, just as something to do, just to keep myself busy. So here's David Tennant and Michael Sheen, and David Tennant was also a Doctor Who. So there's that. And here's another one of them. And actually, Michael Sheen, the actor, this guy, he used this picture as his Twitter profile picture for like a month and a half. I was so happy, so honored.
That was huge, Maddie.
I'm famous. Not really. He picks really weird pictures as his profile picture all the time. So anyway, and then one more, these guys. And then the other thing I've been doing is watching a lot of Star Trek, like I said. So I've been drawing Star Trek characters too with colored pencils and stuff. And there's Ensign Gomez after she spilled a bunch of tea all over Captain Picard. So that's my presentation. Anybody have any questions?
I like your presentation. I like your
I
presentation.
already captured them pretty well.
Thank you. Should I keep doing the screen share or should I take it down for us to do questions?
What do you guys think? Do you guys think she should take it down so we can chat a bit?
Take it down.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
That was great, Maddie.
That's great, Maddie.
It's nice.
I really like your work, Maddie. You did an excellent
Hold
job.
on, Jorge. You have your hand up, Jorge. Remember?
Doctor Who.
All right, guys. So raise your hand if you have a comment or you have a question. You want to talk to Maddie or tell her something about her art. I see Jorge, Joe, and Gail, and Larry. Okay, so maybe Jorge first, then Joe, then Larry, and then Gail, then Larry.
All right, Jorge.
Okay.
Hi, Myra.
Hi.
Jorge, you need to unmute him.
You're muted, Jorge.
That was on breakfast.
I love your work. I love that character. You do a wonderful job.
Thank you, Jorge. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's neat.
Thank you, Jorge. Okay, and then Joe Spears.
Maddie, I really like your work. I like your artwork. You did an excellent job, Maddie.
Oh,
I really like it.
Oh, that's neat.
All right, and then Gail. Good job, Joe.
Hi, you did a wonderful job, Maddie, with artwork. What I like is the crochet. So I just want to know what how long are you this is, but my first question, here's my question. Why do you like sci-fi TV shows or films?
I like them because I have a very active imagination, and so I like the way that science fiction makes me imagine how the future could be different from now, like think about how the world might change and sort of take things that are happening now and extrapolate them into the future. And I especially like hopeful science fiction like Star Trek that presents sort of the utopian future, because it's really optimistic about humanity, that maybe in the future we won't need money and there won't be any more people accept each other and explore the universe together for knowledge and science. But yeah, I like that being in a fantasy world or a science fiction world helps you talk about real issues in the real world, but in a way that sort of helps them sneak in a little bit better. Like if I try and watch TV that's about the real world and real life problems, sometimes I already know about them, and so I get really upset and just down. But if I'm watching a fantasy or a sci-fi about those things, it helps me think about them in a different way and expand like my thought processes about how to be a person in the world.
Yeah, one of my Star Trek episodes was the Tribbles. Those furry things, they're so cute.
They're so cute.
Yeah, I did. I saw the original Star Trek, and then I watched the Star Trek: The Next Generations. They have the tribbles.
Yeah.
They're my, they're my favorite creatures. That reminds me of pet. A fairy pet.
Oh.
Okay.
And also I like Lost in Space. That's my favorite sci-fi show. When I grew up, when I was a kid.
I like that one a lot. I haven't watched a ton of it, but my housemate, it's one of her favorite shows. Her like a signed picture of Bill Mooney at a convention one time. We'll on that show. All right. Any other questions, Neil? Or are you done?
I'm not. But there's one other thing. How I just want to know how many paintings do you finish? All the oil and art on the that you show us the whole the entire painting. I just want to know how many you have.
It's hard for me to count. I have a lot because I did those 50-50 paintings, and so there's like I'll do a ton of little tiny paintings, but then like the big oil paintings that have a whole bunch of different characters in them, I can only seem to manage to do maybe 1.5 of those a year. So I do some big ones and do some small ones and end up with I don't know. And this is also this is work from the past 12 years or so, and so I've accumulated a lot of things over the past 12 years.
Okay.
All right. And then thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
All right. And then Larry and then Amy.
I do. Mady?
Then Monica after Amy. Okay, Mon?
Okay. Okay. What I seen earlier, that I love the kind of painting that you made, and I like the one that I seen on that canoe earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, and then okay with the leg that was hairy. It looked like it was some red spot or some on there. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And I like the one with the dancing style and everything. And I like to Sailor Moon, and of course the Star Trek. Cause I used to watch this TV show too, Star Trek. Even the original, and then Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but I forgot the other kind of name, the name of the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
But I've seen other space pictures like Lost in Space, but Land of the Giant are part of space, but it's
Star Trek Voyager.
Star Trek Voyager. I know Land of the Giant, but Boys to the Bottom of the Sea, they does the ocean, and then of course I known Space 1999 from the 70s, and Buck Rogers, I think that's from the 70s, and Battlestar Galactic. Who could forget that?
You like sci-fi too, Larry.
I seen some of
Battlestar
that.
Galactica.
That about covers it.
And I better not forget the 70s with Star Wars.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Baseball.
All right, Amy.
Okay, my question, Mady, was about the wallpaper. So you've been using the same wallpaper for a long time?
Well, no, I don't like reuse it, but I bought like one roll of it from the Depot for Creative Reuse, and I liked it so much that I was looking online to see like, oh, can I order some vintage wallpaper from the internet for not too much money? And I found this person who kind of was doing it wholesale, and they just sent me a gigantic box of it for $150, which was like a good deal. The individual roll when they were getting sold online were like $30 or so. And so I still I just have.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So does it change, like, does the wallpaper factor in, like, does it have different meanings depending on what you're painting on it? Like, how does that work for you?
I think I just am lazy and I don't like painting backgrounds. And I like having sort of like a pattern and a surface to react to. Like just white paper is sometimes kind of intimidating to me, and so I like having like stuff already going on that I'm like working with and against. And then I also found out, so I kind of pick it just aesthetically. Like I'm like, oh well, this person's wearing this color, I think that this paper will look cool with that. That kind of thing. And I feel like the reason I like it is because I feel like I'm doing these whimsical, magical things, but then the wallpaper kind of adds a sense of domesticity to it, because I also like the wonder in the everyday. I feel like homemade costumes and your friends acting goofy are like the little magical things that make your life better in like a small way. It's, you know, which is super duper important to me. I think that's kind of what makes life worth it, you know? So that's, and also just the materiality of the paper. I really love the way that the old wallpaper absorbs the water, and then the pigment from the watercolor, even if it's transparent watercolor, will just kind of sit right on top, almost like it's floating. And so it's like, yeah, I just like the materiality of it a lot as well.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the oil paintings are on newer wallpaper that's kind of the more plasticky, easy to clean wallpaper that like we got donated a bunch at Creative Growth at one point, and I nicked some of it. And then they said I could. And then other people are like, oh, you like wallpaper? Well, here, have some wallpaper. So I just kind of have accumulated a pile of more modern wallpaper as well.
That's cool. Okay, and Monica, it's your turn.
Hi, you're a good. Hi, you do a good job on your art project, Amy. I'm Mady.
Thanks, Mon. I
How you
appreciate
feeling
it.
today? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. I'm happy I get to share my art with all of you guys.
How you feeling, Charlotte?
I'm feeling okay. Is there any more questions or comments for Mady?
Nope. Do you have a cold, Charlotte?
No, I don't have any cold. I'm okay.
I just gotta tell Mary, she did an awesome job. I am like totally so thrilled Maddie did an art talk today, and I'm totally thrilled I got to see her on.
She's a good artist. Yeah, she's good.
Oh, great.
Susan, can you lower down your voice, please?
That was very polite. Okay, well, I have a question. I wanted to know, Mady, has your art changed any, or do you foresee yourself doing something different now that we're in COVID and kind of in the house?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm feeling a little weird as an artist these days, because also in the middle of coronavirus, I moved out of my studio that I'd been in. I had like a little art space in West Oakland for like 7 or 8 years. And I moved out of it, and I moved into the garage of my new house is my new studio. And so I have it all set up, and I've done like a teeny tiny bit of oil painting since moving here, but it's been really hard to try and make space for that. And also my parents were like, because of having so much free time from COVID, my parents like wigged out and cleaned out their basement. And so my studio space was full of like my childhood for a good chunk of time, like boxes and boxes. So I finally just shoved it all in my partner's storage unit, but it's been weird to like live with my studio space, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. But mostly I guess my practice has been just like drawing pictures of people from Star Trek, because that's all I can concentrate on.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about like Eric and Dr. Bashir from Star Trek Deep Space Nine a lot, because they're real cute.
Oh.
You know, that kind of just I have been enjoying drawing with the youth program and like doing art with all of you in my studio space out here. It's been really amazing, and like painting and drawing during the Zoom classes has been really wonderful for me and very helpful. So all of you doing art with me.
Great, thank you. All right, Gail, go ahead, and then Delisa.
Speaking of youth, I wish they have a Zoom class for youth and young people on Saturday.
So we do have a youth Zoom. It's not on Saturday anymore because the way that the Zoom classes and things worked out with Creative Growth, the people who were doing the Saturday program were all working all during the week, and it would have meant like a 6-day work week for us. So we moved the youth program class to Tuesday afternoon. So we do still have the youth program with all the Saturday kids. Not all of them can make it, but usually about a dozen or so of them do, and it's really fun. And we just I screen share different things people suggest, and we draw like SpongeBob characters, and animals, and like cars, and all kinds of different things. It's a lot of fun. Me and Sarah and Steve, good time.
Okay.
All right, Delisa.
Doing art is really, really helpful, especially during the coronavirus. It actually helps stress, and anxiety.
I agree.
And depression.
Yeah, totally agree. The other thing is I've been doing lots of like little watercolor doodles like during the week and stuff. So I don't know, I didn't feel like they were good enough to put in my slideshow, but I have like all the paper with like hearts and wings.
Mary, don't put yourself down. Don't put
That's your
yourself
personal
down.
symbol. That's your personal symbol.
Yeah, no, you're right, Delisa. Maybe next time I give an artist talk, I'll include those. Thank you for the validation.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Right, anyone else have any comments? Maybe Kathy or Myra? Anybody? Oh man.
Jorge has his hand up.
I have a question. So I really like the animation that you made about the dance club and your friends, and you will teach dance later. So I was just wondering, it looks like you're really interested in movement. Like, can you talk more about like how movement and body in relation to your art?
I guess I just really like to dance, and I don't like I like wiggling around to music. I'm not like an especially good dancer, and I'm not especially good at choreography or like interested in doing formalized dancing, which I feel a little bad about being the dance teacher. But I like hear a beat and I can't stop myself, you know? So I guess I think it's an extension of really loving music. You know, I play music and then love listening to music, and so I just like feel the music in my body and have to wiggle around, and I want to encourage other people to wiggle around and not have to worry about whether or not they're doing it right.
Thank you.
Hey, don't forget, you're great. You're a good dance teacher, Mady. Don't forget.
Thank you.
You're great, Mady.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Mary, don't.
Okay, go ahead, Jorge, and then Al. I see you,
Okay.
Al.
Don't put yourself
And then Gail
down.
after Al.
You are a great dance teacher. You are a great artist. Don't put yourself down. We love you who you are.
Aww.
Me too, Mady. I love you how you are too, Mady.
Don't put yourself down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I love about you, Mady.
You guys are sweetie pies.
You guys are the best.
That's what I love about you.
Okay, go ahead, Al.
favorite.
Mady, to let you know, I really love your crochets, roundies, so we appreciate those. And also, Mady, I love your round face mostly. Love seeing that.
So sweet, Al. Okay, and then Gail.
And Maddie, we I have a question. How long you been working at Creative Growth? And my comment is your music. You bring that your ukulele to sing with when the at your class.
Yeah. Yeah, I love playing music at Creative Growth. It's really nice. Especially when I can get everybody to sing along. I guess I started volunteering at Creative Growth in Catherine Sherwood's Art Medicine and Disability class in 2008. And then that summer, I got hired to be the assistant for the youth program. And so from then on, I just sort of, was working seasonally. I would volunteer and substitute teach during the like school year, and then during the summers, I would be the assistant and eventually the lead teacher for the youth program when it was seasonal during the summers. And then after I graduated from Mills and got my MFA in 2012, I got hired on as a regular teacher 1 day a week. And then shortly thereafter, we added the year-round youth program. And then after that, I added a couple more days. And yeah, I've been involved with Creative Growth for 12 years now, and I guess I've been like a regular employee for about 8.
Okay.
How about painting? How about trying to paint with dancing at the same time?
There's an idea. That could be fun. Do a little action painting.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna try that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Like I said earlier, Maddie, that's what I love about you. And I always say that you were one of my favorite folks and favorite teacher instructor that I always liked being in a class with, which it was on Tuesday afternoon. And also I remember the field trip that you did, and especially the part when we took the free shuttle to Jack London Square years ago.
Yeah, that was a good one. You drew some great boats and some cranes.
Yeah,
That was rad.
I got some pictures of that, especially when drawing them boats and them sailboats and everything. That was years back.
That was a while ago, but that was a good field trip.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when we're back, when we can all be back together again, maybe we can do a field trip like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about, and even love about when Kathleen Henderson even been in charge for that. Yes. So, and I remember sometimes Charlotte even did one. I can't remember who else. Oh yeah, like the time when Sarah was there and Charlotte when we did that field trip to Oakland Museum in California, one of my old former place that I worked working at for 12 years.
That's right, Larry.
Yeah, I was a
You're
ground
showing
crew.
us around.
12 years from 2001 to 2013.
All right. Anybody else have a comment?
No, that's it.
Or wanna? Oh, Malia. Okay, Malia.
Hey, Mady.
Hi, Malia.
Mama, you mean did that class, Dr. Who?
Yeah, you did a really, really good Dalek. That was really great.
Yeah.
And the TARDIS. Yeah, we both love Doctor Who. It's so
Mine
exciting.
too.
Another Doctor Who fan.
Yeah, Dr. Who's gone.
Well, but there's going to be more. There's going to be a special on New Year's, I think, with more Daleks.
Dr. Who is gone. No Joe's.
Coronavirus and this COVID-19 come to an end.
Gone.
They're gonna have a special one on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's not gone. They're making more episodes.
Gone. Home. Dr. Who is gone.
Doctor Who is
At
gone?
home?
Yeah, gone.
Well, for now, but Doctor Who will be back. Jodie will be back.
Yeah, I love Doctor Who.
Doctor Who been there
Mama,
for
Mama, I'm gonna make cries.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah.
Try it.
I hear you.
Try it by me.
Excuse me for interrupting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me for interrupting. I've heard about that show. Doctor Who been there for a long, long time.
Yep, it started in 1963.
I got a DVD.
Wow.
It's a long time. It's a long running show.
Yeah, I thought it's one.
Yeah, it's longer than Supernatural.
Supernatural is also a very long running show too, Gail. I keep seeing it.
I've been researching the show on Wikipedia and some of these old TV shows at Wikipedia to get some information because that show been there for a long, long time.
All right. Well, if that's it, let's give a round of applause for Mady.
Mady.
Good job, Mady.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mady.
Yeah.
That was great.
Great, Mady.
I didn't think
You remind me
I know. Let's say love to
Maddie.
Mady.
Favorite.
We love you, Mady. We love you, Mady.
You're our favorite lady.
I like a haircut, Mary.